Happy Sunday, and welcome back to the season 4 finale of Dear Black Girl.
What a powerful 6 weeks we experienced this season. We want to thank each other and everyone for you turning in and just sharing, subscribing, and encourage us along the way.
I couldn't agree with you more, Sky. It's been a season filled with laughter and vital information. It's also been a season with some challenges, all of which we have been able to overcome together as friends.
It's actually interesting that you call us friends, Alex. That's exactly what today's show is about friendship. Before we begin, let's bring out the founder of Dear Black Girl, Cordelia A. Banny.
Hi, ladies. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I am so excited to be on today's show. It is our sixth show, our season finale. It has been a wonderful 6 weeks. It has gone way too quickly. We have learned so much. We've talked about identity. We've talked about college. We've talked about careers. We've talked about everything this season. And we wanted to end our season talking about friendship. Friendship is so important, and we're going to dive into it. But before we do that, I want to say thank you to all of our viewers over the last 6 weeks. You have contributed to the success of our program in such a tremendous way. We are so grateful for every view, for every share, for every time you told someone about Dear Black Girl, for texting, for emailing, for calling, and letting us know that this program is impacting you, it's impacting your families. We are so grateful for all of the Black and brown girls who have tuned in from all over the world. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. We are so grateful to our sponsors. We are grateful to Albion Ventures and how they've just come along and really led the way in sponsorships. We are so grateful to the Thompson family, thankful to the Nardella family, who are the sponsors of our scholarship. And we will be announcing our scholarship recipients today. So please stay tuned through the entire show, because at the end of the show, we are going to announce our scholarship recipients. We are so thankful that we are here. And of course, we should be thankful, right? Especially this week, because it's Thanksgiving. And we hope that you are spending the week with your friends and your family members. I want to thank all of the DBG parents who have allowed their children to participate in this amazing program. I'm so grateful for your sacrifice and for your support. And I'm really grateful, like I said before, for friendship. I think sometimes we can take for granted the fact that we have good friends, and then there are some people who feel like they may not have any friends. But I'm a blessed lady. I'm a real blessed girl, because I have many friends, not many. How should we quantify it? I have really good friends who have been in my corner, who have covered me, who have prayed for me, who have lifted me up. But there is one who is not like the others. And I'm so grateful, because I asked her to be on the show today to help me talk to my girls about friendship, and she agreed. So I would like to introduce to you all my best friend of 20 years, almost 20 years. It'll be 20 years next year. Lauren Allnut. Lauren, come on out here and chat with me, girl.
Hi.
Hi, best. So when Lauren joined backstage, I had on a different DBG sweatshirt, but as you can see now, I have on the same one she has on. This is our friendship story. I love Lauren so much. I met her in 2003 when I came to Hofstra University on Long Island, New York, and she's my college roommate, the only roommate I've ever had. I think we had someone with us in a triple once, but the only roommate that I've ever had, and on campus. And she has been a gem even before I met her. When we would talk on the phone, she was precious. And then when I met her, I was just like, oh yeah, she stuck with me. That's my girl. So Lauren, introduce yourself, tell the people who you are. And I have some questions for you, girl.
Sure. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Lauren. Best friend to Cordelia for almost 20 years. Don't know how that happened. That 20 years went by very, very quickly. And thank God I hope we don't look like it. I don't think we do. But yeah, I'm very excited to be here. And I just want to give you your flowers now, because what you're doing with Dear Black Girl, and what you've done in my life specifically. Like, I know you are pouring into these young girls, and I know they're pouring into you just as well. But I just want to give you your flowers in person. You are doing a phenomenal job. And I love to see this evolution of this program and this organization as it grows. And it's just phenomenal. I'm just so proud. I'm like a proud mom. I'm very, very proud of you.
Yes. And that's such a beautiful segue because I was listening to an interview that Oprah did once with, and I got to tell you, our viewers, I do not have questions for Lauren. This is like I'm sitting in her apartment, she's sitting in my house, my apartment, and we're just chatting. So I don't have questions prepared for you, Bess. That's why I didn't send you any, because I just want us to talk and be ourselves and kind of display friendship, right? So I'm going to go back to what you said about being a proud mom. I was watching an interview that Oprah did. I forget who she was chatting with. And she said that Gail was like the mother she never had. Now, both you and I have amazing mothers, right? So we have mamas, we've been nurtured, we're good. But there is an element of our friendship that is very nurturing. There is an element of our friendship that feels like a mom, that feels like, I mean, there are moments when you'll be like, Cordelia, take that off, or Cordelia, do this, or
and you'll do the same. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
what are you
don't
doing?
do that. Right. Talk to me a little bit about why that's important in friendship, to have that nurturing piece.
Yeah, I think you know what? The nurturing piece it's almost like a priority in a friendship, right? Because when something is being nurtured, you're seeing it grow, right? And I think the one thing about our friendship specifically, it's like it's not just something that, bloomed in college and died, right? This is something that is continuing to grow. And when something is going to continue to grow, you have to continue to nurture it. So you have to continue to pour in to whatever is growing. This could be a house plant. This can be a baby. Anything that is going to continuously grow, you have to continue to pour into. And I think I was talking to our mom the other day, and I was telling her,
who I talked to this morning, by the way. I texted her this morning.
Stop it. But anyway, but I think, like, I feel like a friendship it's close to like a marriage, right? Because we are not the same people we were in college at all whatsoever. We're not making the same decisions we were making in college. Some good, some bad, some indifferent, but we're not making those same decisions. But in our growth in this friendship, I know that, and I don't think I've ever said this to you, but I know I'm like, you know what? I am here for the rest of her life to watch her evolve and to watch her grow and to keep pouring into her so that she grows. And that is, even if we have to grow apart, I still want her to grow. Like, I want you to evolve, right? And I think it's, friendship it's selflessness, right? It's like, I want you to be the best person you are. Even if that doesn't include me. However, a strong friendship is going to always include you. Specifically for me, it's going to always include you. Like, you can't go anywhere. But I think like that nurturing part is so important, because I mean, there are times when we may not be able to talk for a while. Like, we've been months where we haven't talked, and it hurts. It like literally hurts. But at the end of the day, I know that whenever we have any kind of conversation, even if it's just like a text, hey, I love you, I miss you, that's pouring into me. That is nurturing me, because I may have needed it in that moment.
Ooh, girl, you just said a mouthful. Like, I want to go every which way. I love that. And I think what I got from what you were saying, in therapy, they tell you to say, what I'm hearing you say is, what I got from that is friendship is a choice.
Yes.
Like, you have to choose to be in this thing, right? Because there are going to be seasons. We've been friends for 20 years, and exactly what you said, our lives have changed. We don't live in the same state anymore. We don't see each other every day anymore. There are times, like you said, when we go a while without even like really having a good girlfriend conversation, but it's a choice. It's like, I choose to love you. I choose to keep you in my life no matter what. If it's difficult, if it's challenging, if I feel neglected, if you feel neglected. And then the best part is when we come back together, we can have a conversation and really just move on. Like, and I
Exactly.
think that's the real thing about friendship that we need to talk about, because we live in a society or a culture that's like cut people off if they're
Yeah.
not behaving the
Cancel
way you
culture. Hmm.
cancel culture. Exactly. If they're not doing what, we want them to do, cut them off. I
Right.
don't need her. I have other friends. Talk to me a little bit about cancel culture as it relates to friendship. And I think, like, me and you are great, right? So we have our conversation on the show, but you have other friends, and there are people watching who have friends who, maybe they're thinking about cutting them off. So talk to the people who are watching a little bit about cancel culture, and when does that and does that fit into friendship?
Yeah. So, with the one thing with cancel culture is that it inhibits people from having their own opinion, because it's like I can't share my honest opinion because it's not the the bigger opinion, right? It's not the
Yeah,
majority.
the
So
majority.
then it's like, so if everyone says the sky is blue and I'm saying, well, the sky is purple. Oh, if you said the sky is purple, you're wrong, cut you off, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think when it comes to friendships specifically, this is about like everyone needs to give each other grace and give each other the space to be vulnerable, right? And I think that what I love the most about our friendship is honesty, right? And I can have my opinion, right?
Yeah,
But there's
yeah,
also, some facts that come with your, like, facts have to, line your opinion, right? Some of
yeah,
the way, right?
yeah, yeah.
And I think that when it comes down to it, you specifically, you let me have my opinion, and you can agree or disagree, but we're able to agree to disagree. And
Yeah.
when it comes to cancel, so let me do this too. There are some friends that you may need to cancel, right? There are some
Yeah.
friends that you may need to get
And
out of your life.
amen. Yeah.
They're there. And I think when it comes down to it, it's about what are not even the benefits of the friendship, but the benefits of the person, right? What is the person doing that can benefit themselves and benefit you as well? If you are a great person, like at the foundation for yourself, you're a good person, then I think that that makes a pretty good friendship, right? Like if you are
Mm-hmm.
trying to live your best life, you're trying to live in your truth, you're constantly trying to grow and evolve, because as humans we evolve. We don't think this, like, we crawl, we walk, we run, right? We are evolving
Mm-hmm.
people all the time. So I feel like if you have these kind of like personal characteristics, right? I think that that would make that's a foundation for a good friendship. Now, if you're
Mm-hmm.
you know in these conversations with these people and you see, like, you find out this person's not always truthful, or this person's not always
Ooh.
doing the best thing, and whatever circumstances happen, you all end up friends. You really need to think about and evaluate, how is this person benefiting your life, and how, like,
Mm-hmm.
what is their life looking like as well. And not to say,
Okay.
there's a thin line between like cancel culture and doing what's right for you. I think there's a thin line because you
Mm-hmm.
know there are certain things that you're not going to agree with, but if the core foundations are there, then it's like, how can you explore this friendship and how is it going to work? And like, for example, for Cordelia and I mean, the things that I think our foundation of friendship were built on, like, we're both great people. Cordelia is amazing. But also, like, we both, even in the beginning stages of our friendship, like, religion's very important to us, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could be best friends with someone who does not believe in God, because I believe in God, and I need to be able to talk to somebody like, listen, I'm dealing with this. Like, can you pray for me? And if Cordelia was like, nah, I don't pray. I don't know if
With what?
right. And I mean, is that enough to cancel someone as a best friend? For me, yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
that is, I need our core values to really add up, because if I'm going through something, I'm going to need you to be like, hey, I'm gonna pray for you, or this is what the scripture says, and vice versa. If Cordelia is going through something, I'm not gonna be like, hey, let's go grab a drink. Like, that's not what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We're dealing with this
Mm-hmm.
in a spiritual form, and I need
Yeah.
her to know that I'm there for her and she's there for me.
So good. Y'all see why she's my bestie. This is so good. So much wisdom. The greatest gift that you have ever given me is your commitment to yourself.
Thank you. Oh,
Yeah, like the fact that you are so committed to being who you are in every season of your life is
mhm.
such a gift to me because I don't have to worry about filling a void.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because then it's like, oh, she didn't call me today. I have a problem with that. No, boo, that's a void. Like she
Mhm.
doesn't need to call you today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
you being committed to evolving, being committed to anchoring yourself in each
Mhm.
season, right? Because every season is not a wonderful season. There are some seasons where we are like killing it and we're loving
Mhm.
every part of our lives. And then there are some seasons where it's like it's real rough and tough and yeah,
Girl.
you
Yes.
know, but you anchoring yourself in every season, anchoring yourself in God, anchoring yourself in the truth of who you are, right? Because there are some moments where it's like, well, we forget a little bit who we are, but then we come back to ourselves. And the fact that you always come back to yourself and you anchor yourself is a gift for me because you never make me feel like I have to guess with you. Like, well,
Mhm.
is she my friend? Is she not my friend? And me and Banny and my husband laugh about this all the time. I'm not with you all the time. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying about me behind my back, but I would bet just about everything that Lauren is not a betrayer of my confidence. And let me tell you how I know that. Because she never betrays anybody's confidence with me. She will never
Ooh,
come
say
to
it
me,
again.
girl,
Yeah.
I don't know what I said, but like, yes, double, double. Like, she never betrays anyone's confidence
Mm.
with me. So I know she's not betraying my confidence with anyone else. Lauren will never, and I mean never. I really thought about this. Me and Banny were thinking about this yesterday. I was like, let me see if I could remember a time where Lauren has come to me and talked about somebody else or like brought somebody else's business to me. I could not think of a time. And let me tell you how true this is. We have a mutual friend who was pregnant. She just had her baby, but we were both invited to the virtual, I think it was a gender reveal. Now, you know, me and you talking, I think we had just talked the day before. We talk all the time. Never once did either one of us say, oh, did you hear such and such is pregnant? And I'm going to her gender reveal. And
Mhm.
oh, I'm so happy for her. Nothing, never. So I got on the Zoom and I see your camera wasn't on. So I see Lauren. So I'm like, Lauren, is it my Lauren? So I text you. I'm like, hey, are you on a Zoom right now? She like, yeah, that's me. And I'm like, oh my God. I just love that we were both able to be there for that friend without ever betraying her confidence because
Right.
she told me she was pregnant. She told you she was pregnant. But that doesn't mean you needed to know if I, you know, like if I didn't know you knew, you didn't need to know. And so
Mhm.
we don't betray people's confidence amongst each other. So I know you don't betray my
Yeah.
confidence.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's so powerful.
It's very powerful. And I think like with that too, it's like somebody might be like, but y'all are best friends. Don't you talk about everything? But that's not our business to tell. Right. So there's a difference between knowing everything
Right.
and being able to, say like, this is not my business. This is,
That's right.
and I think that it's healthy, like
Absolutely.
we are able to, and I feel like our conversations are so fruitful within itself, just talking about us, talking about our lives, talking about what's happening with us, that we
Yeah.
don't need to bring other people's information business into that. And that's what I love about us too. Like we're able to key and have these great conversations, and it's all
Yeah.
about us. It's all about us.
Absolutely. And I remember another time when, and I'm giving these examples because I think it's important that people understand that like friendship cannot be built on toxicity if it's going to last. And what
Mhm.
is toxic? Gossip, something that has nothing to do with the either of you, and you're talking
Mhm.
about it. You know, what is toxic is putting other people down. And let me let me tell the story. There was a situation that happened, and I remember saying to Lauren, like, I want you to respond this way because I want that person to know this. Like, I want them. Like, it was almost like I was trying to jab someone through Lauren. And I love you. She was just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. And I was like, no, have my back. Have my back. And when you get on, you say this. And Lauren was like, not gonna And I love that because even when I'm pushing you to be someone you're not, you're like, nah, sis, I know who I am. I'm not going to do that. I love you, but I'm not going to let you use me for your own personal, and it's not even gain. It's not personal gain. It's really pettiness.
Yeah.
So I love that
Like
like you stop.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I love that like we're there for each other in that way.
Yeah.
So what would you say to someone who has a friend, they've been friends for let's say 20 years like us, and their lives are different, right? Because right now you are working your butt off. I think you just celebrated 12 years.
Yes.
A profound leader at Sephora, and you're doing a lot. You're grinding, you're working, you're living beautifully. My life is a little different, whereas like I feel like there was a time where we were both grinding and it's like, no, we're not taking jobs if they're not paying us six figures. We're not doing it. Like it was all about career for both of us.
Yeah.
And then now my life has shifted a little bit where I have a baby. And I have actually never announced that on Dear Black Girl, but I have a 9-month-old. And that's kind of my focus right now. And so we're in different places. And I know there are people who are watching who feel like they're in different places. And it started off so well, but now they're kind of growing apart. Do you have any advice for them?
So my advice is like you take your friend with you. Like we're going through these different stages in our lives, but like I know even with my career and I when I think about what is the next step, right? I bring that conversation to you, and with you and getting and your life is not it's not a little change. You're married, you have a baby, like it's a big change, right? And sometimes you can look at the progression of your friends and then wonder like, why am I not progressing this way? Like we were on that New York City grind, we were on that together, and then we both took turns, right? Now does that mean that the friendship has to take a turn as well? Not at all, because what happens is I am able to celebrate you in your wins, and I want to celebrate you in your wins, because again, we go back to that nurturing conversation. Like this is how I nurture, right? You get married. Now me and your husband are best friends because me and you
Because like
right. But I think that it's going back to that nerd, like just because your leaf grew this way and my leaf grew this way does not mean I have to stop watering the plant. We have to keep watering the plant. You know what I mean? So and even though the plant is growing in two different ways, it is still growing, right? And we're still growing from that same soil, which is our foundation, right? We're still growing from that same soil. So when it comes to that, like just know, I think the one thing is know that your lives can take different paths, right? Being really, really close friends, being best friends. Like I don't even consider Cordelia a friend anymore. She is in my phone as best. My mom knows her as my mom is her mom. My sister is her sister. Like it's there's no friend here. This is now family. So with that, it's like you were there for the growth consistently. Like even though we may not go set the same path, or even if our paths are totally separate, like you're here forever. And I think the one thing I have to realize is that we're not going to always do the same thing. We're not going to always have the same path, but we are still at the very core of our values the same, which is what I love. And that's what keeps us together.
I love it. So good. Girl, you're deep. So good. One last question, and then I'm going to bring out my dream team because I want to hear what they have to say about friendship. Because Lauren, I mean, I think you and I have done our work, right? So we can sit up here and we can say profound things. There go your best friend right there. We can say profound things and we can say deep things and, foundation and soil and all this wonderful stuff that is true. But when we were their age, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, no. I was coming. Like, do not.
Right.
You can't be my friend. Or if it wasn't me cutting off, I was being cut off. Or it was like pettiness and games. And when you're a young girl, because kids and particularly girls can be mean and they can make you feel so insecure. And when you're a preteen or a teenager and you haven't really experienced life and you haven't come into your own, it's hard, right? So I want to bring the girls out to chat in just a minute. But before we do that, let me ask you one final question between us. How do you forgive? I know I be getting on your nerves, and you definitely be getting on my nerves. So how
Yeah.
talk to us about, and me and you, right? Sure, but also people who are watching who are struggling right now to forgive
Mhm.
a friend. How do you forgive a friend?
Oh, girl, that's
I know.
that it's it. Let me start off by saying it is very hard. It is extremely hard to forgive. It's hard.
Mhm.
It is something that it's something you have to practice. It's like a muscle. You have to keep practicing to give forgiveness. And I think, in my years on this earth, because I'm a grown woman now, still a baby, but a grown woman. In
Yeah.
all my years on this earth, it is like forgiveness is still something that I'm struggling with, right?
Yeah.
And I'm prefacing this again by saying it is really, really hard. However, what I have learned, and this is just in the past, like even 5 years,
Mhm.
is you have to give people grace. You have to.
Mhm.
Um, and you don't know, even as a best friend, I don't know everything that's happening in Cordelia's life at the very moment. I don't know every single second of her day or anything. So
Mhm.
if she were to do something that hurt me, I have to remember like she's also living her life. And I know, because I know Cordelia, I know she
Mhm.
isn't doing it to hurt me and to spite me. Like I know that for a fact. So I know that whatever has happened, it's up to me as the person. I need to give grace. And really, like, I'm forgiving for myself. I'm not forgiving
Mhm.
so that anyone who I'm forgiving, so that they know I'm forgiving. Like, hey, I'm forgiving you for what you did. Like, it's not
Right.
about them. It's
Right.
for me. It's so that I can let go. Because I know also I'm a person, I hold on to a lot of things.
Yeah.
But what does that do for me? It does nothing. It
Nothing.
absolutely
Yeah.
does nothing. And
Yeah.
sometimes, when you're in that pain, you're in that hurt, it might feel good to hurt that other person or to spite somebody else or just to hurt somebody else because you
Yeah.
feel hurt. You have to take a step back. You have to breathe. Do something that makes you feel good, whether it is like laying in your bed and listening to an album, dancing, going shopping,
Mhm.
painting your nails, whatever it is that makes you feel good. Do that within the moment so that you calm down with your emotions. And just again, remember, like, give grace. You don't know what anyone is going through at any given time. And if it's a true friend that really hurt you and you know that they would never ever do anything specifically to hurt you intentionally, you got to just again give them grace, take a step back, let them have their space, you have your space, and then when you come together, like as a true friend, you could talk about it. Like there's been
Mhm.
plenty of times Cordea's come back like, hey Lauren, this is how I felt, this is what you did, and this is how I felt when you did it, right? And it was after, like, we're over it, we ran through it already, but it's still good to know that's how she felt, because I never intended to hurt her ever, and she knows that. So it's just more cognizant about how to move forward in any other kind of challenges we have in our friendship too.
So powerful, Lauren. So powerful. And I
How about
think what you
you? Like,
said,
how do you
yeah,
forgive?
I was just going to say, I think what you said that resonated with me was about knowing the friend, right? So there's
Mhm.
a, a friend, a BFF brotherhood in the Bible that I love, and it's David and Jonathan, right? And
Mhm.
Jonathan was Saul's son, and he was literally heir to the throne. Like he was next in line to be king. But he knew his friend. And he said, nah, I know I'm heir to the throne, but it's this guy. This guy is so powerful. This guy is
Mhm.
so profound. This guy is so called. This guy is so anointed. I think when you know your friend,
Yeah.
there is something in you that's just like, what she did was momentary, but who she is eternally, that's worth fighting for.
Yes. a hundred
Like
percent.
there's nothing that you have ever done, nothing, and I mean nothing that you have ever done in my life where I felt like I might have to cut her off.
Mhm.
Never, because I know you. I know your heart. I know your mind. And let me tell you something else to the people that are thinking about cutting off a friend. Sometimes there are very legitimate reasons, right? So
Mhm.
let's not act like there aren't. But have a conversation.
Yes.
Because I remember one time I was feeling some kind of way about something, and I had a conversation with you, and I had no clue what you were going through. And I
Mm.
said, wow, I have centered myself in this whole situation, never once thinking this is out of character for my friend. So
Mhm.
something must be going on with her. I made it about me. Well, she didn't do this and she didn't do that and she didn't do this. And then when I had a conversation with you, I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that I wasn't there. I'm sorry that I didn't know. And when I say I didn't know, not that you didn't tell me, but that I hadn't even been in conversation with you enough to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think sometimes we center ourselves when we
Yeah.
need to really take ourselves out of the center
Yeah.
and pull our friend in. And you love that person and you say, if this is not that person's character, something must be going on.
Yeah.
Not to use Hollywood, but in the movie The Best Man Holiday,
Mm-hmm.
the one where the character Mia, oh, I hope everyone's seen it. Spoiler alert. The character Mia dies, and her best friend Jordan was so busy with work and with everything else that she didn't even know her friend was sick. And if you look at that situation, it's almost like you could be upset. Mia could be upset with Jordan and be like, well, she should have checked in more and she should have
Mhm.
done this, right? But at the end of the day, they needed each other,
Yes.
especially with what was going on in their lives. And so I say that to say friendship is so much more than the individual. It's
Yes.
about us.
Yeah.
This relationship is not a me and you thing. It's an us thing.
It is.
So it doesn't work if we're not in us, you know. So I think for me, that's how I learned to forgive. And then also, not with you, but with other friends that I've had to forgive and then love from a distance or
Yes.
love with some boundaries.
Yes.
Right. And so you can still be my friend. I still love you. I still love everything about you. I still love your family, but I will not be telling you my private business because
Right.
you have proven that you cannot keep it private. You know, I will not be inviting you to my home because I just don't want that energy here. You know, so there are situations where you have to love people with boundaries.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah,
And one thing,
girl.
like, especially I just want to say, like, as a young kid, this was very, very, very annoying. But in retrospect, it saved my life. Your parents know. Your parents know when a friend is not supposed to be your friend. My mom, I would bring someone in the
Always right.
day one. She'd be like, that girl ain't your friend. Don't bring her back here.
Uh,
That girl's not your friend. And I'd be like, Mom, you don't even know her.
I don't know her. What do you mean?
have we have third period together. She's amazing. Like, and then what I would do, because I was a very defiant kid, I was like, we're gonna be the best of friends. Because my
Yeah.
mom, we're gonna be the best of friends, we're gonna do everything together. And what
I'm
happened?
going to prove to you that she's
Yes,
not who you think she is.
exactly. Exactly. And then what happened? What happened?
Always and forever. No,
Always
mamas know.
they
And
know.
yesterday, it's funny. I wish my girls were on. I'm bringing them on in just a second. I said to them, I'm gonna test them when they come up. I told them to start praying for something. I want to see if they remember what I told them to start praying for. Kendall will remember because there was a connection there. But we'll bring them out and we'll ask them. There's something you need to pray for. Because mamas know, and you know what too? Sometimes your other friends know too.
Yeah. No, that is
Have you ever
true.
brought like a new friend around and people are like, and it's not even jealousy. It's nothing. They're just like, if you are friends with her, then I have to question you because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not your, no.
Mhm.
Okay. So let's bring the girls out. Girls, come on out. Let's bring out Audrey and Kendall and Sky and Brianna and Peyton and Brielle and Margelle and Alexis. My goodness.
Hi,
Hello,
beautiful.
lovely lady.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to the show. So, all season, girls, you have been interviewing guests. And for the last show, I said, I want to interview you. And I'm going to bring my best friend and interview you. And some of you came with your friends. So, Sky has her twin sister, Sky, with her. So, Sky Asia and
Skylin.
Sky Lynn, Sky Asia and Sky Lynn. And Carlene has her friend with her named
Esidam.
Essie Nam. Essie Nam is shy. That's all right. And we're so excited to have you girls with us. So we're gonna jump right. Oh, I see that comment. Okay, so girls, what did I tell you to start praying for? Just say it.
Discernment.
Discernment. Why
And
did I tell you to start praying for discernment? Anyone?
I forgot.
To make good decisions.
Yes, that's right.
If love that.
Go ahead. Yeah, that's it. To make good decisions, to be able to see a situation beyond the surface, right? To ask God to help you clearly view people, things, situations, experiences. Discernment is everything. And I think to Lauren's point, that's why our mamas knew, because our mamas had discernment and they could see beyond the sugar and they could get to what a person truly was at their core. So Lauren and I are here to interview you ladies. So I just want to go around to all of you. What criteria do you use to define a friend?
Uh, I would say a good criteria to define a friend would be someone that you're comfortable with. Because if you're not comfortable with talking to a person, then how are you supposed to be their friend? And it's not like you have to like tell them your deep dark secrets, but like just to be okay with talking to them and spending time around them.
Mm-hmm.
My top three characteristics of a friend are how they treat other people. Like, if they're mean to other people, I wouldn't want to be their friend. Their personality and what their heart looks like, not literally.
I love
Not
that.
literally.
Not literally. Great question, by the way, Coco. I've a friend to me is someone who will be by your side when you need it. Like if someone was bullying you, for example, someone was bullying Margelle, and she needed to help up, Kendall will step in and help her up. Or when she needs help with homework or something, Kendall will help with her, and etc.
I think a friend is someone who is supportive of you, like someone who will not bring you down with negativity. Like, if they're feeling down, they want you to feel down with them. I don't think that's like a good quality friend. And I also believe that a friend is someone you can trust to share your problems with without them like sharing it with others. That is what a friend is to me.
You select a friend based on the fact he or she is principled, caring, sharing, and serious about your friendship.
Mm, I like that.
A friend is a true, honest, caring, kind, friendly, and a forgiving person. When I mean forgiving, like if you break your friend's something like their item, you have to forgive them because like your other friend might feel like they're very like bad, they made the biggest mistake, so if you forgive them to make them feel like they're not a failure and something like
Ooh, that's so good, Audrey. You didn't even say that before. I love that. I think there's such a power, and Lauren, feel free to jump in and ad lib whenever, girl. There's such a power in taking weight off of your friend. Like if Lauren does something to me and I know she's sorry and I continue to make her pay for it, I am just compounding weight and shame and guilt onto my friend. And so Grace says, forgive her, but also show the fruit of that forgiveness. Be kind to her, invite her over, go to lunch, do something that's going to make her feel and to know we're past that. We're not doing that. We're not talking about that anymore. So I love what you said, Audrey, taking the guilt, taking the shame and the pain off of people. Now you can do your part and then the person has to do their part. But I think a good friend is always making sure that they're looking out for their friend's heart and their well being. Who else? How do you define a good friend?
Well, to me, a friend is a loving person and sticks with you like family because they love you and care for you so much no matter what.
Mhm.
I love that.
A friend to me is someone you can call for help, or you can talk to when you need it, or you can just go to them when you're just feeling down.
Mhm.
First off, I love that question. And to me, when it comes to defining a friend, I believe it's a person who you feel you can trust and a person that is compassionate to you and someone that will support you no matter what. I believe that when you have a friend, you should be able to trust each other, be able to connect with each other, and be able to laugh with each other. In my opinion, friends are supposed to feel like family and someone who you know has your back all the time.
Mhm.
I am loving all of these answers. What I love the most is like everyone's saying like trustworthy, right? So I think in being trustworthy with your friend is a little bit of like vulnerability there too. Like you could tell them anything and know that it's going to stay between the two of you, right? Like I know I have a younger sister, and I tell her practically everything. But I know that Cordelia is also my other sounding board. I could tell her anything, and her and my sister have their own relationship. So, like I
And
said,
do.
so I love all of these answers, but I do want to hear from Kendall, Brianna, and Margel. You are the oldest in this group, right? So you've probably experienced some friendship hurdles, right? I mean, we go through them. My question to the three of you is, how can you avoid feeling rejected when your friends change up or switch up on you?
So I've been through friendships that I felt left out. Like I was in a friend group and all of a sudden I got ignored. I
Hmm.
am a person who likes to observe my relationships, and as soon as I get a hint of like what's going on, I protect my peace, meaning that I avoid that unhealthy friend relationship before I get even worse.
Hmm. I love that.
A good way of avoiding the feeling of being rejected in friendships, you should first take some time to process your own emotions, and then you can probably go make some new friends. But I have something to say on some more girl stuff. When her friend was like ignoring her, um, that kind of happened to me at a football game, and then I had to like after that when I left the football game, I had to like go home, and then I had to like take the feelings. I'm like, oh wow. So
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think a good way of avoiding feeling rejected in friendships is keeping in mind the good memories that you had in that friendship and slowly trying to move on and you'll probably make friends later in life that you won't feel rejected by.
Yeah, that's really good. And I think I would add to that too. Rejection is something that is happening internally. So you have
Mhm.
to identify why you feel rejected, right? Because can people reject you? Sure. But you have to identify, why do I feel rejected? Is it because this person maybe usually says hi to me 3 times a day and today they only said 1 time? Why does
Mhm.
that bother me so much? What is it inside of me that craves their attention or that craves, their acceptance? And I think sometimes when we're going through things, we, like I said earlier in my story, we project on the other person all of our needs. I need to be accepted. I need to be seen. I need to be valued. And those are valid needs. But the reality is sometimes people are having a bad day and they just didn't feel like saying hi the same way they said it yesterday. So I think when you're in a friendship, like Lauren said, friendship is not the place to grow or to house cancel culture. You know what I mean? This is not the place to do it. Friendship is the place where you give people the benefit of the doubt and you assume the best about them and not the worst, right? So I want to go on and I want to ask Audrey and Carlene. So you two are friends. Carlene, Audrey invited you to join Dear Black Girl. Can you share with us why it's important for friends to share the same activities or the same interests?
to see what they like to do and what they're good at. For me and Carlene, we have been friends for a long time now. We have a strong bond together. It's more fun to be together with your friends and activities.
I really like that friendship. So, so that you get to know each other well and you get to make sure that you want to be friends with them. Me and Audrey have been friends since we were two. We were in the same Sunday school class. You share activities with somebody you can trust.
I love that. So, Alexis and Peyton, my next question is for you both. Have you ever been in a situation where you feel like, you have to change who you are to fit in? Why is this dangerous? And what advice can you both give a young person who is watching this now and who may feel the same way? They may feel like they have to dim their light to be accepted.
Great question, by the way. I actually have been in this situation a bunch of times. I had a friend in fifth grade who told me to smile less and calls me names and lowers my self esteem. I started to change and it wasn't great because she started to control and like criticize what I was wearing,
Mm,
um, what shoes I was wearing, how my hair was, and I cried every time she's done that because I felt like, oh my god, like, do I look like a freak? Do I look like a clown or anything? And I realized I don't, and that's dangerous, is because you can change yourself like very much, and it'll take it too far. And if they don't love you, and that means they don't care about you. And when they don't care about you, they will take your happiness. And when they take your happiness, that'll leave you very upset and very, very sad. That's when they'll drop you. You need to tell them, I won't be your friend anymore. You need to drop them before they do it to you. Your mental health is more important than your friends. My advice to you is that if you're sad and left out, etc., you need to drop those people because they can mentally destroy you, and that won't be good at all. Because if you don't drop them before they drop you, your mental health will drop by a lot. You are important
mhm.
to your family and to yourself. Keep shining, my queens, and don't let people dim that light.
All right, Peyton, you better speak. I love
Okay, good.
that.
Keep shining, my queens. I felt that.
Yes.
I'm sorry you had to go through that, Peyton. And I too have actually been in a situation where I felt I had to fit in. In fourth to sixth grade, I felt as if I had to be the cool kids to fit in and for them to like me. I tried to change the way I acted and acted as if I didn't have decorum. No matter what I did to try and make myself fit in with them, it never worked. In seventh grade, when I started going back to school, I felt as if I just wanted to be myself because I liked myself. I liked my weird and goofy personality and not someone who didn't know who I was. I would say this was dangerous because it definitely took a toll on my mental health. I would go from personality to reality and wanting to be others. And at the end of the day, I really didn't even want to fit in anymore. To
Mm,
anyone watching this who feels as if they don't fit in and you want to change yourself to fit in, don't, because if someone doesn't like you for who you are, maybe they maybe you don't need to be their friend. If they can't love something that your friend loves, then they aren't worth it. Just be yourself.
mhm.
Oof, yes, I love that. Brielle, you are the youngest of the group, but you fit right in and you hold your own. Can you tell us what makes someone a good friend?
Thank you, Coco. A good friend is someone who you can talk to about anything. You don't have to feel like you're holding any secret from them. Someone who will tell you when you're wrong or what you may not want to hear. There are someone who wants to see you be a better person.
I love that. Yes. Always evolution, always progressing. Thank you, Brielle. I love that answer. Now, I want to hear from each of you. What does a healthy friendship look like?
Hmm.
I think a healthy friendship is when you're, again, I say, comfortable with and that you don't feel stressed. A healthy friendship should be one where you don't have to constantly worry about the friendship itself, and you feel comfortable talking to them about important stuff and even not important stuff, and you don't have to worry about getting a negative reaction. I know for myself and my own experience in the past that I used to worry constantly about some of my friendships, but once I've talked to my friends, it made it much more easier for me to comfortably talk to them and make the friendship healthier.
A healthy friend, a healthy friendship looks like harmony to me. My favorite food is waffles or pancakes with Nutella. Waffles are great by themselves, as is Nutella. But when you put them together, it creates a delicious snack.
A delicious snack, by the way, just letting you know. A healthy friendship is when you guys are happy with each other. Even though you guys are friends, you guys will have arguments, probably some to none arguments. Probably. Another way of a healthy friendship is when there are someone who you can talk to, someone who can keep your secrets. That is a healthy friendship to me.
As Peyton said, a healthy friendship involves like happiness and trust. There shouldn't be a case where there's negativity or a case where you cannot be friends with someone else, because then that you would be like in a toxic friendship, and that's not good.
A healthy friendship requires support, trust, and honesty. If you don't trust him or her, they are not your friend. Friends don't have to agree with your choices, but good friends will accept your choices no matter what happens.
A good friend is someone who accepts you for who you are. They are always by your side and they are always honest and kind. Also, they love you so much as if you're family.
Okay. A healthy friendship looks like family. You can always trust them when you need them. They love you as much as you love them, and they will always be on your side, even on rainy, sad days.
Just like what Skyisha said, a healthy friendship is just like your family. They're they will be there for you no matter what happens or when it happens.
A healthy friendship to me is a friendship where there isn't any trouble or any negativity, just positive vibes together and being happy with each other. A healthy friendship consists of friends who are there for each other when one is angry or sad and won't judge them, but instead will try to make them feel better. Like I said before, in a healthy friendship, you're just supposed to be trustworthy of each other and just respect each other.
Very good, Alexis. And I think what I would add to what you said is that sometimes we do have this idea that friendship should be problem free, right? Like, I'm not in a friendship to have problems. Well, friendships are relationships, and people are always growing. And so there will be situations where, somebody may not say the right thing one day, or they may not behave the right way one day, and you're going to have to learn to grace them, as Lauren said. And so we need to graduate from this idea of friendship just being beautiful and wonderful and lovely, and realize that friendships come with challenges just like any relationship, and they are worth fighting for, especially if you know the character of the friend and they have proven themselves to be a good friend throughout the relationship. So I would add that. Kendall, I want to ask you a question. There are people who are watching today who probably feel like they don't have friends. I've heard people say that. I don't have any friends. I don't have any friends. And I think what I would say to them is there's a scripture in the Bible that says if someone wants a friend, they should be a friend. He who wants friends should show himself friendly. And so I think before we go looking outside for a friend, we have to determine if we're even being a friend to ourselves. And first start there, and then let the love that you have from for yourself overflow into loving other people, and they will be able to love you back when they see that love in you. And so I would encourage someone who feels like they don't have any friends, start within. The answer is not outside. Oh, they don't like me. Oh, I'm not this. Oh, I'm not that. No, the answer is always inside. So I want to encourage someone to look inside as to why they may feel like they don't have any friends. And also, sometimes you do have a friend, but you're just not seeing them because you're looking at them through a lens that isn't clear. So, Kendall, that would be my advice. What would your advice be to someone who says they don't have any friends?
My advice for someone who says they don't have any friends is like obviously what you said, to look inside of themselves, and when they're ready to like start giving that kind of love to other people and start making friends outside, then I would say look at the people around you, like your classmates and such. Look at the people that you talk to, that you seem to talk to on a day-to-day basis. You can start a friendship with them, or you can just find someone in your class who you think is cool and try to talk to them about the class and try to get to know them. And if that's not working, then don't really worry about building friendships too quickly, because it takes time and they'll come in the future.
So good.
I love that. I love that. So I have a final question for each of you. I think this is a great segue from what Kendall just said. What makes each of you a great friend? What makes you a great friend?
I think what makes me a good friend is that I care about my friends and I want to be there to help my friends and support them. Like if they need help understanding something in school or if they have a personal problem, I like to be there for my friends to support them and be someone that they can come and talk to.
I am a good friend because I'm kind. I listen and don't just offer advice. Like if my friend is talking to me about something and I don't just talk over them and offering advice. I allow them to be themselves. Remember that people are people. No one is better than anyone else.
I liked exactly what she said, Brielle, and I loved every single thing of it. When I'm really funny and really like to open with people, not super attached, and always be a good friend for them. That considers me a good friend. Another way I'm a good friend is when I let my friend on great events like birthday parties and other important events.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm a good friend because I'm literally a supporter. I'm there in the good times and bad, and I'm the type of friend to give honest advice without hurting your feelings. I'm fun to hang out with, energetic, and I always try to lighten up the mood.
Good friends love you unconditionally and are there for you and to support you every step of the way. They make you feel comfortable around people and do not judge you. Be there for your friend when they need help. Show them that you care. Make sure to express how you feel and take actions to show how you feel.
I am a good friend because I am honest, kind, helpful, and cheering. I will also listen to your opinion and how you feel about something. I always try to cheer you up and help you when you're sad or down. I will make you feel welcome and make you feel like you belong. I always try to comfort you in any ways to make you feel better. I also love to make people laugh so they can feel better and make them laugh and have a fun day. So I will try every ways to make you feel better.
I'm a good friend because I'm kind and caring to others. I share my things when they need it, like school supplies and other things. I'm a good friend because I treat my friends with respect, and I don't talk behind their backs or lie to them. I love my friends like family, and I won't ever turn my back on them.
I'm a good friend because I'm kind, caring, and helpful. And I'm always there for my friends when they need me.
What makes me a good friend is the fact how I know when I'm in the right and when I know I'm in the wrong. What also makes me a good friend is how I'm always there for my friends, and whenever they need a shoulder to cry on or someone to vent to or to talk to, I'm there for them. I listen to their problems and I'm goofy around them because they're like family to me. I know when and when not to say stuff and what to say to them because I know the things that'll hurt them. And me knowing a lot about them just makes me a good friend because I remember the little things, and that says a lot because I don't remember anything.
Me
That's
either.
good. Oh, that's so good. I'm so glad that we were able to talk about friendship today, ladies, because I don't know if our viewing audience, maybe some of you, ladies, actually, we talked about this yesterday. There was a young lady who went on a trip with her friends to, I believe, Mexico, and, you know, she ended up passing away. And what we came to find later is that she was murdered by her friends, allegedly. And there was video of people just recording her being brutally beaten, and these are people that she thought were her friends. These are people that she was close enough with to go on a trip with. And so I think it's important to talk about friendship because we need discernment. We need wisdom in relationships, especially friendships, right? And I think that we have to understand that uh, friendships will be challenged. They just will. That comes with the territory, right? While all healthy friendships should have some challenge, because two people are growing, we have to remember that friendships that are filled with unspoken jealousies or rivalry or discontent, those relationships need to be evaluated. And you might say, Cord, Coco, how will I know if my friend doesn't like me? Um, Discernment. You pray for it and you watch, you observe. When you say something wonderful has happened in your life, do they celebrate with you? And it's not only that they clap for you, but how do they clap? Do they champion your causes? Do they celebrate the things that are happening for you? Even little things like, let's say Lauren is starting a new venture and she says, Cord, this is what I'm doing, and it's going great. And then the next time I see her, because I want to act like I'm interested, I say, oh, how's your little venture going? That word I added, little, why does it need to be little? There's an insecurity in the person who says, how's your little thing going? Oh, how's that thing you started going? That's not a real friend. You have to identify why that person feels the need to belittle what you are so excited about, right? And so I continue to ask those of you who are watching, pray for discernment, watch, observe, tell your friends the truth. If they bring someone around that you feel they're not really for them, tell them the truth in love. Risk your friend being upset with you for you to tell them the truth. Okay. One thing friends do that I absolutely love is that they root each other on. And that is exactly what these girls have done this year as they have voted for their scholarship recipient. I know the girls can't wait for this part. Last year, we awarded the scholarship to the Dream Team leader with the highest number of votes. And then we decided to award another scholarship in a different amount to the young lady with the second highest votes. Bess, can you help me present these scholarships today? I just want to say before we present them, though, I'm so proud of you, ladies. You have brought your full selves to this show for the past 6 weeks. And I said, I am changing the language around our scholarship. I used to say, our scholarship winner. And I think when we say that, it denotes or it can kind of give off that there is a scholarship loser. And that is not the case here. We have all won this year. We have all absolutely won because we have influenced and impacted lives. We have supported families with conversation starters. We are impacting people all around this world. Audrey already said her cousin is joining from Ghana. There's so many things that we have done this year. So we should be very, very proud of ourselves and very pleased with the effort that we have put in. Now, the scholarship recipients are the young ladies that you voted for. I did not vote for them. The girls voted for themselves. And these are people that you believe have impacted you in the most profound way this year, this season. These are people who are always encouraging you. These are people that you think have grown. These are people who they're really core to our team in that they are very energetic. They see us beyond the surface. If someone is having a bad day, they make sure to notice that. And so I'm really, really proud of each and every one of you. Lauren is going to announce the runner-up recipient. This person will receive an award, and the girls know that they have to pay a tithe on their scholarship. So they have to pay 10% to their church or any organization, nonprofit organization that is having impactful or having impact in their community. So Lauren is going to announce the runner-up, and then I will announce the primary recipient. And then after we announce both, the runner-up will speak first, and then the primary recipient will speak after. Okay, so parents, if you're watching, this is the time to be prepared to scream. All right.
All right. I am not going to keep you in suspense any longer. The runner-up recipient of the Dear Black Girl Scholarship is Miss Audrey. Yay! Congratulations, Audrey.
Yay, Audrey! Awesome. Very good. Audrey, I'm going to have you speak in just 1 second. Audrey, we are so proud of you. Girls, seriously, is Audrey like not the bee's knees? She has really stepped in this year. Last week, she had to jump in and do a interview that she was not prepared for. Her mom just came into the screen. Yay! Congratulations, Audrey. And she has really amazed and inspired and encouraged us. And I was so pleased when I saw that you girls voted for her because it meant that everything that I see in her, you see in her too. So I am going to, why am I nervous? My goodness, I just felt nervous all of a sudden. And the people who are watching our viewing audience, you cannot see what's happening behind the scenes, but we have a private chat going on and the girls are just going off celebrating Audrey. So that's really good. Margelle said, I'm so proud. Yes, we are so proud of Audrey. And Audrey, we're going to have you speak and say thank you in just a moment. The primary recipient, the recipient of our $500 scholarship this season. Can I get a drum roll? The recipient, and most of you, I mean, pretty much all of you voted for this young lady. The recipient of this year's award is Carlene. Carlene, you are the winner, not the winner, the recipients. The girls voted for you. And just about every single girl voted for you. And so we are so proud of you. Margelle says she knew it. The girls are saying great job in the back. I love that. So we are so, so, so proud of Carlene and Audrey. And there's her mom. Hi, Mom. And this speaks volumes of your children's character and how they bring their full selves to Dear Black Girl and encourage each other. And Carlene is so profound. I mean, she is always one step ahead. Like if we're running out of time, literally today she texted me or she put in the chat, she was like, I think we'll need to skip a few questions or will we need to skip a few questions? And I love that because she's paying attention. She's focused, and Audrey brings her full heart. And Audrey, I asked you to do something last week that was very uncomfortable. And you texted me and you said, I feel nervous, but I don't want to let you and the girls down. And I thought, oh, I could just cry. I thought that was so beautiful to see your growth as young ladies makes me so proud. So, Audrey, we'll have you speak first, and then we'll have Carlene speak, okay?
So I would like to thank the DBG team and everybody on here. If it wasn't for you guys, I would have been here. At first, I had one choice to join this show. At first, I was very nervous, but when I did it, I kept going and going, and now I'm very like, it made me more confident and to believe in myself and make me feel like I belong and all that.
And you do belong, my love. You belong in every space you enter. You
Amen.
belong.
Mhm.
Carlene, my darling.
Thank you to all of you for voting me. Thank you again, Audrey, for inviting me to Dear Black Girl. I would like to donate to State Jude because it's kind of hard to see them struggle with cancer and all of that stuff. So I'd like to donate to them.
Oh, that's so wonderful. You ladies make me so proud. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Well, best, I am able to be who I am and do what I do. Are you crying, Margelle? Me too. Trying to keep it in. I'm able to be who I am and do what I do because of your friendship. I mean, it's a key component in my growth and development and my security as a woman. And I'm so grateful that you said yes to being my friend, that you said yes to being here today. I have loved you since our very first phone call when I thought you
That
were
was crazy.
weird. I have loved you since that phone call, and I will love you forever. Thank you for just enduring. And I
Oh,
sometimes people don't value perseverance. They don't value endurance. And so thank you for enduring with me on this journey and for being faithful, for never making me question whether I am safe with you. Thank you.
mm. And see, I told myself I wasn't going to cry. I told myself I wasn't going to cry. But I want to thank you for always allowing me to show up 100% who I am. I've never had to change anything about myself. I've never had to change the way I talk. I never had to change the way I look. I never had to change anything. Thank you for letting me be comfortable being myself, my 100% full self around you. And to all the young girls on this call right now, it is extremely, extremely important as a Black woman in America to have a very strong circle. If that circle is one person, that circle is two people, to have that one person in your corner, it is very, very important. So I know Cordelia asked you to pray for discernment, but like honestly, try to really pray for discernment because as you get older, especially women who believe in God, the devil's going to try to test you. The devil's going to try to give you friends who you think are friends and are not really friends. And those friendships are going to be very, very hard to break because you're going to be, you're going to love that person and who is not. Discernment has led me to Cordelia and has kept her in my life for all of these years. And I don't know how I would have gotten through anything without her. Whether she knows or doesn't know, like she's got me through a whole bunch of stuff. So thank you, Cordelia, for being the best friend that anyone could. I couldn't even ask for someone like you at all whatsoever. I can't ask because what you do, you go above and beyond anything that I've ever thought of what a friend would do. So I love you. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness, my girls are crying. Like I'm about to be a puddle if we don't get off the screen. I love you best. I love you girls. And I just want to say something about what Audrey said. I hope you girls know that you belong here.
Yes.
If you don't belong anywhere else, you belong at Dear Black Girl. This platform was made by you, for you, because of you. And we will continue to champion you. We will continue to say your name while you are yet living.
Yes.
We will give you a place to belong whenever you need it. We are here for you. So, Kendall, let's take everyone except for, I think Brielle is doing our closing. Thank you, all of you, for continuing to watch and subscribe and support. We will be back, the Lord willing, next season with more of Dear Black Girl. Um, if you have a young lady in your life who you would like to see participate in this program, please reach out to us at dearblackgirl.us, and we will definitely make a way for her to be a part. Thank you. All right, Brielle, do your thing.
Okay. What an amazing episode today. I hope each of you has the blessing of being able to be a friend to someone. Wishing you all a very happy Thanksgiving and holiday season. We can't wait to see you next year. Thank you for supporting Dear Black Girl. Bye. Bye.